Today, we're seeing if a super shoe actually makes you run easier than a daily trainer. We've got the Saucony Endorphin Pro and the Brooks Glycerin. The idea of the super shoe is to give you more of your energy back so that running feels easier. In my video just before this one, I talk about how becoming more efficient can let you run the same pace and feel easier while doing it. And that's exactly what we're testing out here at the track and seeing if there's any tangible difference. So the Endorphin Pro is lighter, it has better energy return, and it has a carbon plate in it that's supposed to help you. On the other side, we have a very standard daily trainer. Many people know and love the Brooks Glycerin. But will my heart rate be higher trying to run in this shoe than the Endorphin Pro? We're going to track it today during my workout. I've got 12 600-meter reps with 75-second standing rest, which is perfect because it'll let me go between the two shoes a couple of times. So it's a little chilly. I need to get my warm up in. I'll capture part of it and then we'll get right into the video. So we have got the glycerins on now. We're gonna go ahead and get into the workout. We've got 12 600s. So I'm gonna do 2 sets of 600 in these, and then I'll switch into the Endorphin Pros, already untied, ready to slip in on that 75-second standing rest. I've done 10 by 800, so this is a little less volume, but I'm going at the same pace. So I'm gonna be averaging 6-minute and 20-second mile pace. For the 600s, that's going to be about 2 minutes and 22 seconds. With that said, it's getting chilly, so I should get running. Here we go. All right, that's 2 reps done. They're pretty close to what we were supposed to be. First one was 219, second one was 220. So 2 seconds fast on both of them, but that's not bad. Got about 10 seconds till the next set of 2. We are 4 reps down, and the Endorphin Pros feel fantastic. It's the first time I've done a transition like this so fast between a trainer and a super shoe. Really wild. First rep, we went 215, which was way too fast. Just felt really snappy. But second one, we dialed it in right at 219. So in line with those first 2. We're back to the glycerins in 15 seconds. Here we go. All right, as I said, this is the first time I've gone back and forth between shoes, super shoes like this. Putting the glycerins back on, no clickbait at all. Holy crud, they feel so much heavier. Those 2 reps were 222 both, I think. So those were right on pace. We'll see if we can settle in the pace a little better on these ones. On these next 2, I mean. But yeah, these Endorphin Pros feel so much lighter and so much better. 15 seconds. Another round down. I can tell you, I don't even know what the heart rate data will say, but the glycerins, I don't want to put these back on right now. I'm getting to the point in the workout where it's really starting to hurt, and doesn't make me want to put the glycerins back on. But we're trying to stay right on time. Those 2 reps were the last rep was 220. I'm not sure about the one before it. Last round in the glycerin. Other camera died. Okay, so we just finished that up. The normal camera died. So my big takeaway on that is running in a super shoe feels way better than a daily trainer. As I said a couple of times now, this is the first time I've ever gone straight from a daily trainer to a super shoe in a workout. Obviously, I'm not wearing a daily trainer for workouts, but the difference felt so dramatic between the two. We'll go home now and look at the data. I'll break it down while we're there, and I'll show you why the endorphin speed is probably more efficient than a glycerin. Really, part of it comes down to how it makes you feel. If it's placebo or anything else, I'm super curious about the heart rate data. I'll get into that at home, obviously. But I don't know if it's going to make a tremendous difference in terms of where my heart rate was at, but those last 4 reps, the last set in each of these, had a dramatically different feeling. So in the glycerin, it felt protective, but it felt like it was almost coaxing me, asking to go a little bit slower. Whereas the Endorphin Pro was kind of just like allowing me to keep the stride I normally like to have, but in my run while I'm really fatigued. So we'll see how that ends up looking. So there we have it. It seems like super shoes really do add quite a big difference in efficiency over a daily trainer. And I'm going to show you why that might be the case real quick. Before we get into the numbers, I do need to show you some pretty important information from Run Repeat. It's probably the most empirically based shoe reviewing platform. They go through and look at a lot of the data that they have on these shoes. They do a lot of testing themselves. So I'm going to show you the reason why the super shoe may outperform the daily trainer. So we're going to hop over to the computer real quick. So here we have the Saucony Endorphin Pro. This is a different colorway, but they'll go through and like chop up the shoe a lot, really. They look at energy return, amongst other things. So if we come down to the energy return section here, they use this machine to see how much energy return they're getting out of the shoe as it hits. So it's putting in a known amount of force and seeing how much bounce you get out of it. The Endorphin Pro 4 here is at 71, almost 72% energy return. So it's looking at how much you're getting back out of the shoe compared to the average of 58.6. So that's a pretty big discrepancy. They use like these super foams inside the shoe that's going to make it bounce more. So clearly on the upper side here, it has a carbon plate as well. So we hopped into this picture here. You can see this full length carbon plate that comes all the way through the foot with this rockered geometry. So you're getting as much as you can out of this shoe as you're running. All the energy you're putting in follows this plate right here on the way back out as you're finishing your stride. So those are just two of the really big things, along with the weight of the shoe, 7.78 ounces. So a very lightweight shoe. We're going to hop over and look at the Brooks Glycerin. Again, this is no shade to the Glycerin. It's much more a conversation of what's a daily trainer shoe with normal daily training foam versus a super shoe with super foam in it. So as we come down here, we know there's no carbon plate in this shoe, but coming down to the energy return section, we are right around the average for these shoes. So 55% almost. And that's right around the average of 58%. So for the energy you're putting into the shoe, you're not getting quite as much back out of it. And again, like that's okay. You don't need every shoe to be crazy, but it's going to matter. So the geometry of the shoe is not as aggressive, and the energy of the shoe is not, or the energy return from the shoe is not quite as high. The last piece of that we need to take a look at here is the weight of the shoe. And I think this is where a big piece of it comes from. 10.3 ounces. That's quite a bit higher than the Endorphin Pro. If we think about it from a numbers perspective, it's almost 25% different in how much it weighs. So every step you take, you have to pull your foot through and then hit the ground again. And the weight there is at the furthest part away from the lever. So it is the most extra weight you could really add onto your foot. So I think those pieces make up a lot of it. So actually now let's head over to the spreadsheet here. All right, so we're going to take a look here. Let's go into my activity list. 12 by 600 was the workout, and we have all of our splits down here. What I'm actually going to do is take this out of here because it's kind of hard to see the differences, and I'm going to break it down in an Excel sheet. So I'm going to do that real quick for you. So what I did here is I broke it down to our daily trainer shoe being reps 1 and 2, 5 and 6, 9 and 10. Then obviously the other side of that for the super shoe, 2 and 4, 7 and 8, 11 and 12. Now for the times, I think we're totally fine to use all the data. The average heart rate, the first two for each shoe, I actually took out of the math because the heart rate's going to climb at the start. It was really cold. I was filming, so I didn't quite get the best start. Really, what I should have done is probably gotten to a steady state before I started any of the reps, but we didn't. So I think 4 reps in each is still going to give us a pretty solid indication. So if we come over here and look at the average super shoe time, so that was the average time for the Endorphin Pro, that's going to be 2 minutes, 19.84 seconds. And I was trying to run these as evenly as I could. The interesting thing about super shoes is how they feel. It's like you want to run faster. I was trying to avoid that. I really wanted to keep time as similar as I could. I got away from it a little bit, but we did pretty okay overall. Comparing that to the daily trainer time, we went 2 minutes and 22 seconds and 55 seconds. That doesn't come out to a crazy difference, but per mile, it's actually about 5 seconds. So you saw these two numbers pop up. I went and did the math real quick. That gives us about a 6:16 mile pace for those 600s, whereas in the daily trainer, we averaged about a 6:21 mile pace. Now, really what I was trying to do was have the same split times and see how heart rate changed. So we'll take a look at that next. As I said, we kind of had to throw this out at the start, and that's okay because we still got enough good reps in here. So the goal really was to look at that heart rate and see what changed. And using the last 2 sets, so last 4 reps for each shoe, for the super shoe, we averaged a 175 beat per minute heart rate for those reps, Whereas with the daily training shoe, we averaged 175 even. So those are super even splits. But again, we're looking at how much of a difference here with these two numbers. And again, if you're interested, for those last 4 reps, we have our averages here. So if we scroll over here, the last 4 reps in the super shoe averaged a time of 221 flat, whereas the daily trainer, we averaged 223 mid. So at the same heart rate, we're still like 2.5 seconds apart per rep here. Let me do the mile pace real quick. And with those two numbers figured out, 618 and 625 per mile pace, that actually shows an even bigger discrepancy with the heart rate staying the same. I think that really goes to show how much you're getting out of the super shoe. I actually didn't really know how much I would expect, but if we were to extrapolate this over a long race, I mean, that's a pretty substantial difference in the amount of time we're saving every mile. And again, that's with the same heart rate. That's pretty cool. So that's going to wrap us up for this video. It seems like you really are getting quite a big difference out of a super shoe compared to a daily trainer. I think that's what we all kind of expect, but it's interesting to see in real life when I'm at the track how much of a difference the shoes can make. If we're talking 6 seconds per mile over the course of a 5K, that's about 18 seconds. For a 10K, we're talking almost 40 seconds. And for a half marathon, that could be as much as 2 minutes. If that seems like something that's interesting to you, maybe take a look at a super shoe for your next race. Always do kind of build into it, so you don't want to go straight into running in a super shoe for everything you're doing. You also want to let yourself adapt to it. So don't get crazy with it right away. Let your body get used to it. But a super shoe really may help in your next race. If you like this format where I'm at the track a little bit and doing a little bit of talking head at the end, let me know. I'm happy to make any videos that kind of jump out to you guys. I just want to make sure I'm providing value as I go. If it sparked any questions for you, feel free to drop them down below. I'm always going to be willing to respond to any comments below. If you have more questions, I have a whole playlist for beginners right here. If you want to just see the next video, go ahead and take a look here. I'm happy to have you guys on the channel. Feel free to like and subscribe if you made it this far. Until next time, I hope you guys have some happy miles. Take care.